Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Lavesh Pillay Show. We've got a lot to unpack this weekend as the American tripleheader kicked off, starting with the US Grand Prix in Austin. And guess what? It was a sprint weekend, one of my absolute favorite circuits of the season, and let me tell you, it was so worth losing sleep over. The upcoming races are absolutely crucial in the fight for the Drivers' Championship. These sprint weekends are not just fun to watch, but pivotal, especially since the winner bags 8 extra points on top of their main race results. That means every moment counts, every lap matters. And who came out on top in this sprint? You guessed it, Max Verstappen swooped in to snatch those extra points. But here's the kicker. Lando Norris was hot on his heels, and with the pace he's been showing, it's anyone's game right now. Qualifying, however, threw us some curveballs. Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time world champ, dropped out in Q1. Yeah, Q1. He ended up starting 19th, but after some grid penalties for George Russell and Liam Lawson, Lewis started 17th, while George had to start from the pit lane. Oh, and Lawson, he was hit with a whopping 60-place grid penalty. Yeah, you heard that right, 60 places. That's what happens when you change 6 engine components. Speaking of penalties, Russell came in after he qualified 6th, but crashed at the end of Q3. The team worked on his car well past the allowed time, breaching Parc Fermé rules. Now, Lawson, on the other hand, inherited Daniel Ricciardo's car, which came with its own set of engine issues. Tough break for him, especially for his first race with VCARB. Now, let's dive into the main event. What a race it was. We had an early safety car, which, if you're like me, you probably missed seeing after a string of clean races. Norris started on pole with Verstappen right next to him, and behind them were the Ferraris ready to pounce. Max, being Max, got off the line quickly and took the lead from Norris. Now, I expected McLaren to pull something clever with an undercut strategy, but once again, McLaren's decision-making left much to be desired. They pitted after Max, squandering the chance to challenge him. But it wasn't all bad. Ferrari, on the other hand, executed their strategy perfectly, undercutting Norris and taking control with a 1-2. The fight between Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz was fierce. The two were battling it out lap after lap, and it was clear Sainz, who's leaving Ferrari at the end of the season, had zero interest in following team orders. Can you blame him? He was giving it everything out there, and the fans were loving it. As for Norris, he crossed the line in 3rd, only to be demoted to 4th after receiving a 5-second penalty for overtaking outside the track limits. That handed Verstappen another podium finish and more critical points, inching him closer to a 4th consecutive title. With just 5 races and 2 sprint weekends left, the 2024 season is far from over. While Norris and the Ferraris are pushing hard, it's difficult to bet against Verstappen at this point. The man is in unstoppable form. Now, that's it for this week's episode of the Lavesh Pillay Show. If you enjoyed today's breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, drop your thoughts on the race in the comments below. I'll see you next week with more F1 action.